we're here today at ZZ.Wraps, and the 350Z build with the full camber setup is almost done, and we'll take a look at the camber in another video. But for this video, there were a lot of issues with alignment on this, and when you have a car that's built like this, it is really difficult to get somebody to do the alignment for you. To take it, you can't just take it to a shop and say, hey, can you align this car? Because they'll see this and they'll be like, what the fuck is that? It's not even gonna fit on the rack or to be able to do anything. So sometimes you have to do the alignment yourself at home. There are alignment kits that you can buy, but even for something like this, the alignment kits aren't gonna work. So ZZ has developed a at-home alignment kit that you can do yourself, and it's basically some PVC tubing and a set of jack stands. You need 4 of them. So we're gonna run through that today, how you build your own wheel alignment kit in your garage. How much money you got in this thing?
15 bucks.
Sweet, 15 bucks. Okay, so when you're doing an alignment, one of the issues you need is your toe, and to make sure that the wheels are set up straight and not angled in one way or the other. So especially when you've got a cambered car and you're trying to make sure everything is working correctly, you need to be able to adjust all the suspension so that the wheels are angled in their correct alignment to be able to the car drive straight, and you don't have any unnecessary wear on the tires, because tires are not cheap. So in order to actually align the car, you need to work in a normal, there's a sequence of events. You have to do the caster first, then the camber, then the toe. This system basically just does the toe. Obviously, camber is not an issue, which is, the camber is how much of an angle you have on the wheels, and the caster is how far they are shifted off center of where the axle is supposed to be. So on a cambered car like this, we don't really worry too much about the caster at all, and definitely the camber is part of the build. So this system will only fix your toes. If you're looking for making adjustments to the camber or anything else, there are kits that you can buy on Amazon that make small adjustments. This is actually part of the real alignment kit. The link will be in the description for that. But for this is just adjusting the toe to make sure that you don't have any wheels out of toe, which will throw off the way the wear and tear on your tires go. This is actually something really beneficial to double check and confirm. That way you have even wear on your tires. It could save you a ton of money down the road. Okay, so the idea on this is to create a perfect box around the car, and you need 90-degree corners on everything. So here's his notes of what this build looks like. And we just have the jack stands in the back. He's got his measurements exactly what he needed to be. And then we squared it off in the front and tied strings to it to make sure that that outer line is perfectly square. And we're gonna go ahead and set this up now, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like in comparison to the axles where the wheel hubs are. So here's the system, and once it's built and you have the string and everything tied off the exact dimensions, then you just leave the string connected so that it never changes, and you can adjust your toe as needed. So right now, everything's set and built. He's just aligning all of the measurements. You can see the tubes are marked so that we can get all of it perfect. Then it comes down to making sure that these, where this angle meets, is exactly 90 degrees on all 4 corners. Okay, so here's the pole in the rear. So the way this is built is the center is found in the pole, and then took a measurement out. What is it, 46 inches? 46 to the string, yeah, from the center. And then it's 46 to the corners on all 4 corners on both poles. And then the measurement here for the jack stand isn't necessary to have. It doesn't change anything as long as that is exactly 46 inches to where the string is connected to the PVC on both corners. We just have it marked so it makes life a little bit easier.
Right now we're at 14 1/8. We'll go to the other side and check it. It's 13 1/2. So you split the difference between the 13 1/2 and 14 1/8. So we need to be at 13 3/4. I'll just pull the pole a little bit. We're at 13 3/4 now on this side. Right, okay, that's close. 3/4.
So now he's measuring actually from the hub. So he's pulled the center cap out of the wheels so that we can actually go directly from the hub, because on a build like this, he's got spacers and everything else. So there's some adjustments. This way it actually works from the actual alignment of the hub and where it mounts the car itself.
13 3/4 on both sides.
Okay, so now double check the back. So the reason his is wider in the rear than in the front, there's multiple factors that it could be. It's not gonna actually do anything to do with the wheels, because we're not worried about staggered wheels right now since we're actually going to the axle. But everything that has been performed on the suspension of this to get the camber that it has actually stretched the rear axles. And then a Z itself actually has a wider rear stance than the front. Has to do with the type of car it is. So for us, this is square at 90 degrees, but we don't worry exactly about the measurements. You're not gonna necessarily have the exact same measurement here from the hub to the string as you will in the front from the hub to the string. It depends on the actual car and the build. Okay, so here it is all set up. All the dimensions line up. We've got 90 degrees in all four corners. The string box is a perfect square, and it's lined up with the exact same dimensions from string to hub. So this dimension matches the rear on that side, and that dimension matches the front on the other side. So when you build this the very first time, your string, the distance from this pole to that pole has to be exactly the same on both sides. And then we tied the string in and tied it through the PVC so it doesn't go anywhere, and it's locked in. Now when we put this and set it back up, we double check the dimensions to make sure that from this pole to that pole is exactly the same. So this 46-inch dimension here in the rear is specifically set up for this car, just so he can work on the wheels and the suspension to make sure the alignment is correct. That is not gonna, yours is not necessarily gonna be 46 for your setup for your car. This is the dimensions that, yeah, it'd probably be a lot less. This is a very wide car based on, it's got the body's actually wider than it's supposed to be with a molded in wide body kit, and obviously those are not stock wheels. So the dimensions that we have here are not going to match the dimensions that you have, but this is how we line it up so that the alignment for the car can be set. Now, once you've got this, the next step is to measure the rims, the lip on the wheel to the string on both sides to make sure that the toe is where it needs to be.
This measurement has to match this measurement.
So, and
they are, it's aligned.
Yeah, so that we know that that wheel is aimed directly straight. It is in 90 degrees to the rear axle, so that there's no wear and tear on the wheels. Now, a lot of people that don't understand what these camber builds are will see this and go, well, holy shit, there's obviously gonna be some crazy wear on these tires because it's built this way. But if you look at the way the tire's touching, there's only a corner of the wheel on the ground. So what that means is you have to deal with the wear on that corner, no different than a normal car would have to have wear on the entire flattened bottom of the tire. So this just adjusts where the tire actually touches the ground so that your wear is only impacted in that one area. And depending upon how the tires are built, if there's a stretch, this actually has a Sudani stretch so that there's a gap here between the edge of the wheel and the tire, which has specifically to do with this build. But what you gain here in this kind of a thing, it's not really positive, is you get camber wear on the tire rather than normal wear on the tire, which means that as that inner edge of the tread starts to wear down, you can actually flip the tire so that that worn edge comes to the outside and you get double life out of the wheels. It's a small benefit to a build like this, but as long as your car is, the toe is correct and it is set up perfectly on a car like this, then no, you do not have additional wear on the tires that you wouldn't have anywhere else. But if the toe is incorrect on this car or any car, then you're gonna have a lot more money in tires, because a bad toe in your alignment definitely causes a lot more wear and tear on the outer belts of your wheels.
7 1/4 on this side.
Okay, so we just adjusted the string to show you what it would look like if it was out of toe. So
on this side, we're measuring about 7. This side's at about 7 1/4. The string's not tight right now.
So with that, if that's what you were getting, where the dimensions were not the same at the front and the rear of the actual wheel, then that shows that the toe is twisted and the tire is going to have a bad alignment. So what you would want to do there is, like right now we have a shorter distance in the front than we have in the rear. So we would have to torque that wheel and twist it so that it was even. And the way you do that is a little bit different on every car. But the next step would to set the string aside, jack the car up, and make your adjustment. And usually what you would do is loosen everything up and figure out which way you have to twist it. There are toe alignments, toe adjustments in every car that is basically car specific depending upon what kind of suspension you have. This car actually has all of the adjustments in it, so he can go in and twist the toe adjustment and pull the front or the rear of each of the wheels to twist them. So this is not necessarily how to fix the alignment on a car. This is how to see if your car is out of alignment. Actually, adjusting the alignment is a completely separate monster, and it depends on the car you have. Yeah, like the adjustment in the front would normally be tie rods on pretty much most cars. This one actually has toe adjustment on it, but a lot of cars it's just concentric bolts that twist, that adjust one way or the other. But if you're looking to actually fix the alignment, I would find a video that is specific for your car and how to do it. This is just showing you if it is or is not out of alignment and which direction you need to go to correct it. That's it. That's where we're gonna end it here. So if you're looking to see if your car is out of alignment or if you do need to adjust it, this is the easiest and cheapest way to build your own alignment measurement box. 15 bucks for the PVC and some string, plus you need 4 jack stands to be able to do it. So if that helped, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube, turn on notifications when you never miss a video for this or anything else, and stick around, and there will be more videos on the build of this Z. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the video. If you're looking for more car related content, make sure you subscribe here on the Gearheads channel. If you're looking for video game stuff, we've divided YouTube up into 4 different channels. Over there, you'll see the link for FC Mobile, Raid Shadow Legends, and then Gearheads for a few laughs, basically where we make fun of the alpha male.